Welcome to Madman Impressions for Guild Saga Vanished Worlds. This is also a sponsored video, but it never affects my opinion on the game, so what I say here you can take to the bank. Game has just been released into early access, so check out the link in the description. There's gonna be a lot of stuff added in future and plenty of quality of life improvements. I've been in contact with the developing team by offering suggestions on how to make the game better through more features, options, UI improvements and so on. They are already aware of pretty much everything that can be improved and are on top of things with their own improvements prepared with frequent updates. It's quite good that the game is releasing in early access because it would be a shame for such a high potential product to be dragged down by little things that are easily fixed. First I'll do the impression stuff, then jump into some gameplay with commentary. Played the game for about 20 hours and finished most quests in early access. So let's get to it, you colorful bastards. Guild Saga is a game that mixes Divinity Original Sin combat system and character progression with a bit of JRPG style presentation. Generally, I don't like pixelated graphics, but if you're gonna go for that style it needs to be detailed, otherwise what's the point? I can't stand pixelated blobs where you can't see where's the ass and where's the head. Thankfully, Guild Saga is incredibly detailed, with fantastic art style. What impressed me the most is the main city on Respite Island. I don't recall in my life, though bear in mind that I have a terrible memory, to have seen such an incredibly vibrant, colorful and overpopulated main city with so many interesting figures. Not only that, but factions battling each other in the shadows each hold part of the city and the island. Factions we meet in the early access are very interesting, with rich history connected to the island. One of the factions conquered it, and afterwards the island started to wither, like it was refusing to accept its conquerors. Elves, whose island it is, also started to change, with their goddess Undine losing power and influence over it. Undine starts to appear and guide the player, but it can be instantly seen that she is not happy, especially with one of the factions that worship her. By uncovering more information, dark secrets are revealed about each faction, but in the early access 2 factions are prominent, while others are most likely going to be more in the focus for the later parts of the story. It is interesting to read on the history of each faction as they operate very differently from one another. Writing is quite good, with lots of humor, with mixed dark and serious stuff. What adds a lot to the brutal and dark are the death animations. Finally, a game that does it right. Death animations are so good. It reminds me of old Fallout games a bit that are fantastic in that department. It is especially cool when through story scenes characters and creatures die in a brutal way. One quest that I won't spoil was particularly interesting, how the quest giver sends the player on a wild goose chase that ends in a situation that no one could predict, which opens a whole new set of interesting characters and dialogues. Quests are divided between personal, story-related and side quests. Story quests are interesting as they're mostly tied to the story progression and uncovering new locations with new situations and characters. Story and lore are both well done, as is quest writing, but side quests can be too straightforward at times in terms of branching decision making. Haven't seen any big decisions being made in side quests, but maybe later quests are gonna be more open towards more drastic conclusions. Companions are an important part of the group, and each is unique in their own way and react to players' dialogue choices. For example, if you're being a dick, then Asuka might react negatively and express that clearly. I don't know to what extent this system goes and can companions be so pissed that they live forever, but it's going to be interesting to see what developers do with the companion system. So far I've seen 4 companions and their personalities are more in line with the JRPG style. We have typical paladin, then happy goody two-shoes, shady rogue, arrogant general's daughter. Gonna be interesting to see how each companion reacts to situations and decisions over time and what other companions will join. What I like is that in some situations we can ask input from each companion on how to better approach the upcoming tough fight or to give more information about a specific item or a person. It creates a more engaging dynamic and connection with the companions. Also, each character has its own past and secrets that are being uncovered with the story and quest progression. They are also in some way connected to Andra's factions and characters. World of Andra is structured through locations that are visited instantly without traveling in between. Depending on the location, there might be more areas inside a single location that might seem small at first, but with additional accessible floors it ends up being much larger. Due to the art style details and the somewhat Caribbean style world, every location is aesthetically appealing but also distinctive enough. Currently there is the beautiful Respite Island and a couple surrounding locations with a black market that has auctions where players can bid on quests, items and unique equipment. Black market is also tied to story progression as it is connected to discovery of a mysterious island that is the whole purpose of the Heroes Guild to find and gain access to. Honestly, I can't wait to see what the developers do with such an island that everyone is talking in cryptic clues due to lack of information, creating a fantastic mystery of what is going to be found there considering how interesting Respite Island already is. Combat is very similar to Divinity Original Sin, which cannot be a bad thing. It is tactical turn-based combat with enough depth to satisfy most players. More stuff is also coming in future to make it even deeper. Every character has physical armor, magic armor and health. Armor needs to be broken first in order to damage the health. Guild Saga also utilizes elemental surface combinations and that's a great thing as it adds more tactical depth. Simpler than in Divinity Original Sin, but I always thought that Divinity Original Sin 2 went too far with blessed and necro surfaces, so the simplified surfaces are alright with me. Enemies like oozes create elemental surfaces when moving, which can be a problem that player needs to navigate around, as those can do nasty damage and burn through the magic armor quickly. Enemies are a positive too. Nice mix of human factions, beasts, undead and creatures. Each enemy type is unique in their own way. Humans are usually in class mixed groups to provide a dynamic challenge. Non-humans have special properties that make them a distinctive type of challenge. Guild Saga puts a lot of emphasis on enemy aesthetic details, which is great because it gives the player that holy shit I'm about to get slaughtered feeling when stumbling upon some enemies. Enemy aesthetics are important and many games fail there, so I'm glad that Guild Saga does it right. For example, I love most Final Fantasy games, but fighting gnats and rabbits is not an interesting enemy design. One of the main factors of RPG combat are classes and how interesting they are to play. There are lots of options because character leveling progression is done in Divinity Original Sin way, so that hybrid classes are an appealing ever-present option. Paladin Companion, for example, is an Aeromancer next to being a warrior. This system allows lots of interesting combinations. Want to be Pyro and Cryo Mage? No problem. Buy a couple spellbooks, put some points into corresponding classes and start burning and freezing stuff. Dual wield system also allows for interesting weapon plus wand orb combinations. I've had a blast with combat, but then again I love turn-based systems. Presentation goes a long way too. Animations are good, death animations are fantastic, spells are interesting, active skills like Rogue Teleport add more cool tactical elements, music and sound effects are good. Character leveling system allows maximum freedom to combine lots of distinctive spells and abilities, which in turn makes the combat more interesting. Characters are defined by 3 available attributes: class, weapon focus and social skill. Companions also have unique talents like Asuka that enables talking to animals. Overall, a very familiar character progression system that has proven to be great already, as it works fantastic in turn-based environments due to its flexibility. Really, the only proper negatives so far that I've experienced are quality of life stuff, but the game just released in early access and, as said earlier, developers are aware of it, preparing fixes and modifications. When more elements to the systems are added, polished and with upcoming quality of life features implemented, Guild Saga Vanished Worlds could end up being a special experience to stand shoulder to shoulder with some of the modern CRPG giants. Good early access start without a doubt, with open-minded developers that are already doing what needs to be done. I'll be paying attention to this early access as it progresses because I'm genuinely interested, promotion or no promotion. Now let's jump into one of the nastier first island fights. One of the fights in early access is this one. It had lots of enemies, most out of any other fight so far that I've played. And I needed to find a solution on how to approach this situation because the enemies were the same level I was. So there was no way I could bum rush through a couple of them and then just continue smacking everything around. There's no way it would work. Instead, there was an experimental thingy that was left in the cage, and I just had to release it in order to help me out. Now the cool thing about this experiment, or experimental thingy, however you want to call it, is that it had burning immunity, but not just the immunity, but it has burning amplification, so it was going to heal when walking on top of burning surfaces. And those burning surfaces it can create on its own by casting a spell. I've changed formation a little bit and then let the experiment run wild by starting the fight. Thankfully that experiment thingy was extremely helpful. It's extremely helpful having any sort of a pin cushion that would take the blows instead of you. Now the issue was that the highwayman, meaning the ranger, had automatically half of my team, not half of my team, but the whole team in its sights. He used collateral move, which means shooting in a line piercing through enemies. If I had 4 of my party members aligned in a line, then that would be a problem, because he would just hit everything with that collateral skill. I've talked with developers about ranged enemies as they need some modifications, and developers have definitely agreed on me with that, so thankfully they truly understand what needs to be done to make this game the best possible. Why? What's the problem? Well, it seems like ranged enemies have no debuffs when shooting from melee range, meaning if someone is in their face they get no debuffs. That shouldn't be, so instead they will add some debuffs in future to ranged enemies when shooting from melee. Maybe even when shooting into melee, which is a thing that Dungeons & Dragons do, but we'll see about that. My goal first was to take out the highwayman or the archer, or however you want to call it. I've also summoned the plant thingy to help me out, as I knew enemies would be closing in soon and I would be surrounded or at least matched up perfectly, or not perfectly for me, but perfectly for the enemy in terms of their numbers versus mine. Thankfully experimental thingy was on the other side, keeping 2 of them busy. But the archer could still shoot across the river of poison or whatever it is into my team, which isn't a good thing. So I had to deal with the enemies at hand as fast as possible, but still not allow anyone to die. Because if a character dies, they cannot be resurrected during combat with the resurrection scroll, but only after combat. Maybe later on there's gonna be some spells that will allow resurrection during combat, but in this case it was not to be. Another issue is that the enemies have started to summon their plants as well, so it was becoming a huge problem, the amount of enemies I was dealing with. Thankfully, one of the Hydromancer spells was Frigid Touch, or whatever the name is. Anyway, it does AoE frost damage and chills the enemies. Now, chilling wouldn't help me here because chilling reduces movement speed, but it does damage in AoE, and that was really helpful in this situation as I was getting surrounded more and more. After the archer, it was time to deal with the incoming melee enemies and summons. My summon also died, so it was time to summon Skeleton Warrior instead of the plant. I mean, I could have chosen to summon a plant again, but I wanted to switch things up a little bit. Had to quickly get my numbers up in the melee because my rogue was getting surrounded and my rogue/mage was also being too close to the fight. They simply can't deal with all the incoming melee enemies, so I had to protect them. Due to positions on the battlefield, I could not progress any more further because I was blocked by all the entities being on their tiles. Behind me there was an alchemist coming and he was about to attack my weaker characters, meaning characters that can't take much damage. My paladin was in between and he could deal with the alchemist thankfully, while the experiment was still dealing with the 2 bastards on the other side. Now the ever-increasing problem in this whole situation was the number of enemies, as said earlier. Knight could not participate, or Paladin, sorry, could not participate in the fight because all the entities have taken the tiles, so the path towards the melee characters that are surrounding my weaker characters wasn't open. I also wanted to use the rogue to attack the spellcaster of the enemy group, but the teleportation was on cooldown, then melee enemies in between were a problem. Saving grace for my rogue that was up front, which is the main character, is that he had a really good equipment. I could do a lot of damage because of the daggers that were in the possession, and also I was waiting for the teleport to attack the caster of the enemy group. It was getting closer, but I also had to deal with the melee enemies that were in my face. Now this rogue is a solo class. I did not multi-class him into anything yet, but I did start putting points into engineer to see what kind of a combination I could create rogue/engineer. It sounds interesting, doesn't it? When more content comes to the early access, then I will definitely revisit this whole build and see where it could take me. Problem was that enemies were surrounding the rogue, which isn't a good thing, so I had to deal with the enemies from one side and the other with the archer across the river shooting at me whenever it wants. It didn't focus too much on the experiment, but the experiment could also do some damage to the enemies on the other side. Rogue was in truly perilous situation. He was surrounded by 3 enemies, and that's not good. No matter the equipment, it will go down easily if they start attacking him all at once, which they will. AI loves to focus low health enemies, especially melee AI. I was able to deal decent damage to one of the melee enemies that were surrounding the rogue, kill him and afterward run away, at least a little bit, to get me some distance from all the incoming melee enemies. The problem was that running to that position wasn't enough. One of the enemies used war cry, which increased might to all the surrounding enemies, meaning friends of the enemies, so to every enemy in range, and then one of them attacked with a destructive strike, which almost killed the rogue immediately. Not only that, but it disarmed him as well. So there was no other option. I went into inventory and used every potion in existence to heal myself back up. Using potion costs 1 action point per potion. I managed to heal myself fully and then use my rogue/mage to teleport behind the caster that I wanted to attack earlier, hit him twice, but then the caster used a repel, which pushes everyone around the caster away. I've also made a tactical decision to heal the experiment with the bless spell because I also had a rejuvenation spell on my other caster prepared. Now the cooldowns of the spells are very long, which makes the fight more tactical and more difficult. If I would have been able to cast rejuvenation and the bless more often, the game would be a bit too easy. Then the melee ensued where I lost my rogue. I made a huge mistake later on, which is I've used Rejuvenation, the saved healing spell, on the enemy instead. I've clicked wrong, that was not my intention, but I made the fight more difficult and that cost me the rogue. Basically the game punished me for a mistake that I made, and that is absolutely fair. Eventually I did manage to get them all out of the way because, well, I had enough healing from potions and enough attack power from the other party members. Experiment also did not survive in the end, but it's fine. It served the purpose. I wish I could have saved it, but it was truly a problem in such a fight to focus on all the things at once, especially with the spells that have such long cooldowns. So I had to really manipulate the situation in my favor, and I've decided that letting Experiment die was a good choice, especially after my rogue died. That's the fight. After this I've cleared other two enemies that were left and it was done. The toughest fight so far, but the most intriguing. It lasted a long time, over 20 minutes, but it was definitely worth experiencing it and testing myself also to see if I understand the game enough at this point to take on such a challenge. Then again, I'm a tactical bastard, so I know what I'm doing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this early access first impression. The game is truly something that you should pay attention to, not because of the promotion, it truly is good. It has high potential depending on where the developers go from here next, but I do trust in them because they have shown in this early access that they are open-minded and that they know what they are doing and that they have good ideas for the future. You might have also noticed that I've named this Madman Impressions. Madman is a new brand name that I'm gonna continue using on the channel. I already have Ramblings of a Madman series, now with Madman reviews and first impressions. Madman, not because I'm mad, not because I'm an angry person or anything like that, it's just because of the situation on YouTube and in gaming in general that really pisses me off. So that's why Mad, that's why Madman, and that's why I hope you're gonna continue watching this channel further. Check out links in the description for some merch, Patreon support and so on, and have a nice one. See you soon.